It's amazing the weight that anxiety holds. It's suffocating. And it's even crazier to wake up one day and just be able to breathe. My name's Courtney. I work at Fresh Beginnings here in Valdosta. I'm an only child. I grew up in Adel. As a very young child, starting out early, I had a really bad anxiety. I always needed to be in control of my circumstances. I worked a youth camp every summer, and that was a week out of the year that I look forward to the most. Just to be able to see Christ change the lives of children has always been a passion for me. After my 6th year probably working that camp, the owners had decided they were canceling that camp indefinitely. The church that I had been going to in high school wound up also having some drama, and the lead pastor had left. And so then I was kind of stuck in limbo, not really knowing what God's plan was for me, and kind of got lost along the way. I was spending more time in the world and less time with Christ. I knew that I had drifted from where I was supposed to be, and I knew that I was distancing myself from Christ, but I didn't know what to do about it. During all this, I graduated college, and then you really get lost. Here I was 25 and had no plan. I'm consumed with trying to find a job, trying to make sure I have insurance. My car was messing up at the time. It's like, oh, we have to buy a new car, we have to do this, we have to do this. I did visit CrossPointe a couple times. I didn't know anyone that went there. If I ever worked the nerve up to get up and go by myself, then I would. I tried out a life group and confided in them that I was looking for a new job. And so that became one of the things that we prayed over. As I grew my relationship with fellow believers in a new environment, I could feel myself growing closer to God. I wound up getting a job offer somewhere, and I was like, this is it. Like, I have a job. I bought a new car. I had a church home. I felt like He had been the one to give me that job, put these opportunities in front of me, guide me. A week after I had secured my purchase on my new car, the place that I was working told me they were dissolving my position, and I'd only been there 5 months. And I was disheartened because I just knew that God had put me there, and now it was being taken away from me. I went back into panic mode. I remember going to the altar every Sunday for probably 3 weeks in a row and just crying because I knew this was something that I couldn't fix, and I hated that feeling. If I couldn't fix it, I knew that Jesus had to. It took me literally feeling like I had nothing left to be able to let Him take control of the situation. My mom had another mutual friend that reached out and said they were looking for an account executive, and she thought that I would be perfect for the position. I put in an application, sent in my resume, and felt peace. I wasn't stressed out. I didn't feel like, what if this doesn't work? I didn't have any of those thoughts or feelings. It was like they had vanished. Within 72 hours of my interview, I had 2 job offers, and I went from having no options to having multiple options. And I didn't make those things happen. I knew that I didn't. I knew that Christ was like, you don't have to worry about those things. I'm always going to be here to take care of you. Being fed for me is when I go to church or go to life group or go to Flourish, and I leave feeling better and closer to God than when I got there. You know, that peace that you have from being poured into versus not getting that at all, and then struggling to try to find it on your own. Being able to jump in head first and completely trust him with my life was the biggest thing for me. With, me wanting to control everything and me having anxiety and, jumping from church to church, it was being able to just let him lead me and walk behind him instead of in front of him.